A very good afternoon to all of our viewers. We're coming to you from inside PVR Promenade. That's inside the DLF Promenade Mall at Vasant Kunj. What's interesting is that we're standing only a few days away now from the big announcement coming in from the Finance Ministry. That's the big budget we're talking about. We know it's a vote on account. It's an interim budget. It's not a full budget. So therefore, the expectations may be tempered. But nonetheless, there are expectations. There are people who are experiencing different economic situations. And it gives us a sense of where they are placed, where the country is placed, where the middle class is placed, and what they're hoping for. Now, we're trying to decode the conversation, so we're not getting too technical here. We're not asking about, say, LTCGs, or we're not asking about income tax slabs being raised or new tax structures. We're talking about what's really affecting you at an individual level. So whether it's rising costs, whether it's job security, whether when going forward, if you feel confident about taking loans, whether you feel confident about making big investments. So these are some of the questions we'll be asking. What I'll do is we have with us a few people who've joined us for a quick movie. We'll reach out to them and before we do, every time when I come to an individual speaker, I'll request them to give a brief introduction about themselves as to where they are, if they're working, if they're businessmen. That will just give some color to the viewers as to how things are placed. So let's begin this conversation. Let's start talking about what are the issues that are affecting the people of the country just ahead of the budget. I'll come to you first. I think we've been making you wait the longest. Thank you so much for your patience. You began on a very robust, optimistic note. So just a sense as to where things are placed for you at an individual level, economically speaking. Do you feel more confident than you were maybe a few years back? Do you feel more confident? And if yes, what is the reason that gives you that confidence?
Because of my name is Smrit Nagpal, salaried. Because of the government from last 10 years, he will taking action for India, for boosting economy. He will give in इकोनॉमी में रेलवे में पैसा डाल रहे हैं, इकोनॉमी बूम हो रही है, एजुकेशन में हो रहा है. लेकिन एज अ सैलरीड पर्सन मैं यही चाहूँगा कि थोड़ा स्टैंडर्ड डिडक्शन फालतू हो जाए और एजुकेशन में थोड़ा सा कोई नया लॉ लाएं, कुछ लाएं जिससे कि एजुकेशन थोड़ी सस्ती हो जाए. एजुकेशन बहुत महंगी है और हेल्थ भी बहुत महंगा है, हॉस्पिटल एंड एजुकेशन.
आपने बताया कि आप सैलरीड प्रोफेशनल है. मेरा ये सवाल था दैट जब आप अपनी जॉब सिक्योरिटी को देखते हैं, क्या आपके पास वो कॉन्फिडेंस है कि आप अपने लिए, अपने परिवार के लिए वो बड़े इन्वेस्टमेंट्स कर पाएँ, चाहे वो इंश्योरेंस की इन्वेस्टमेंट्स हो, चाहे वो हेल्थ केयर की इन्वेस्टमेंट्स हो, हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस हो, चाहे वो घर की एक इन्वेस्टमेंट हो. क्या आपके पास वो जॉब कॉन्फिडेंस है सिक्योरिटी?
यस दैट्स इट. वो है. अभी जो हालात देख के लग रहा है, अभी इन्वेस्टमेंट है. इंडिया एक इन्वेस्टमेंट की जगह है फॉर नेक्स्ट 10 ईयर्स. आप कोशिश करके कुछ भी इन्वेस्टमेंट करेंगे तो आपको कहीं ना कहीं नेक्स्ट 10 ईयर्स में उसको काफ़ी बूम मिलेगा ही मिलेगा.
So just रेफरेंस के लिए आपकी एज सर?
मेरी 40.
So वो उनका राय था कि उनको काफ़ी कॉन्फिडेंस है. पर ये सवाल हम और भी अपने पैनलिस्ट, अपने साथ जो गेस्ट हैं उनके पास पूछते हैं. सर, आपका नाम, आपका प्रोफाइल, आप थोड़ा आइडिया दें जॉब सिक्योरिटी के सवाल पे. आपकी अभी क्या पोजीशन है, क्या स्टैंडिंग है?
सैलरी जॉब ही कर रहा हूँ.
अच्छा, आपने अपना नाम और आप?
आशीष कुमार ठाकुर. मैं फिलहाल कोटक महिंद्रा में जॉब कर रहा हूँ.
मैं बस आपसे पूछना चाह रहा था कि आप जब अपनी जॉब सिक्योरिटी की बात करते हैं, वही सेम सवाल, क्या आपको लगता है कि आपके पास इस साल वो जॉब सिक्योरिटी है, इतनी सिक्योरिटी कि आप एटलीस्ट अपनी फ्यूचर प्लानिंग कर पाए इन्वेस्टमेंट्स के तौर पे, अपनी फ्यूचर, अपने फैमिली की प्लानिंग कर पाए इन्वेस्टमेंट्स के तौर पे?
ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है.
आपके इस टाइम मेन कंसर्न्स क्या हैं? आप हमारे ब्रॉडकास्ट शुरू होने से पहले आपने कुछ राय व्यक्त की थी कि आपके कुछ कंसर्न्स हैं जिस पे आप मीट नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, चाहे वो आपके सेविंग्स टारगेट हो, चाहे वो आपकी सैलरी की इंक्रीमेंट हो. क्या कंसर्न्स हैं?
सैलरी इंक्रीमेंट नहीं है और महंगाई बहुत ज़्यादा है.
यही सवाल सर आपके साथ.
Hello. First of all, I would like to begin my interview. My name is Shubhanshu Sagar. I'm a government employee already working in Delhi Jal Board. So, kind of, I do have a secure job, but I think the government should focus more on the lower employees, like a clerk working, so he should be more motivated in his job.
Fair enough. So, let's get a sense about that as far as job security is concerned. So we've had a different spectrum of people who are working, one with a government official, one is working with the bank. They're giving us a picture of how things are placed in terms of their job security. Let's talk about investments. I think that is what the government is very keen on, encouraging more investments, seeing those kind of savings being routed towards more productive, capital intensive formats. So let's go across in there. एक बार I'll just want to come across to you to get a sense of where things are placed for your investments. हम सब सोचते हैं that we want to grow our money. So we put a certain percentage in FDs. We try to put some in mutual funds. The more adventurous ones go into trading. Do you feel confident that you're able to save enough? You're able to invest enough? And if yes, then where are you putting in the money?
First of all, my name is Kushal. I'm 28. I'm working in a private company. I would like to say that any day if we are investing, there are many places that where we can go and invest. I'm right now investing in ELSS, stocks, and I'm doing PPS and all. But at the end of the day, if we say the share of the money that I'm spending on my investments, they are somewhere about 30%, and I want to improve that. I want to improve the portion of the share. But the problem is, if we consider the home loans, the car loans, and basic necessities, the lifestyle that I'm going with the kind of money that I'm earning right now, the investments are not that good. So I would like to have some sort of help from the government, from the FM, to basically help us, people like me, to get some good opportunities where we can go and maybe help something with our home loans or maybe the car rentals that we are having. And we can do better with that so that we can invest more and can make our future safe.
I think that's a very pertinent point that he's trying to make, that he's investing already 30% of his salary, 30% of his take home, but he wants to do more.
Correct.
He wants to make it grow more, and he wants to maybe make more investment. So let me ask you a follow-up question. What's keeping you from making more investment? Is it an increased cost of living? Is that something that's affecting you? And if yes, what are the factors? Is it like you're running fuel costs? Is it a lifestyle costs, or are there standard costs such as EMIs and high interest rates that's affecting you?
So see, I'm earning X amount of money, right? But if I go and look at my loans and everything, there are a certain amount, like around 80,000 rupees, if I'm planning to buy a home and to buy a car, or maybe to have a good lifestyle in a in a city like Delhi or Bangalore. There I'm getting to understand that the money that I'm earning right now, that X amount is not keeping up well with the number of the number of expenses that I already have. So that is making me worried about that, how I can go and improve my investments and how I can make my future risk-proof, right? Risk-free.
I think that's an interesting takeaway, that we're all looking for hedging our risks, especially in terms of our financial well-being. Let me then raise the issue of, again, the question that was asked, that we're looking to invest more, we're looking to save more, but there are certain factors such as increased costs that are affecting. Let me come across to you. Let's talk about increased costs. You've come here today with your friends to watch a movie. Is it more than what you were spending, say, maybe about a couple of years back? Are you spending more on healthcare? Are you spending more on education? Is rising costs a concern for you?
Basically, first of all, let me tell you, my name is Shikhar Bhatia, and I'm a business owner. We sell electrical goods, which comes under 18% slab. So if you ask me, my basic expectation is if government can work on decreasing the slab, because market is very competitive right now. If we can save more, we can invest more. So if we can, government can work on reducing about 15 to 9%, because if you see, आज से कुछ साल पहले it was 9% slab. Electrical goods आज से कुछ साल पहले 9% slab में आता, but suddenly it was 18%. It was a big jump, and market is very competitive. So we have some limited of margins, So that's why we are investing is day by day कम हो रही है. We are spending on lifestyles, and we think ठीक है भाई, अब जो है यही है, इसी में काम करना है.
Interesting. वो तो आपने बताया आपका GST का slab है, which is at 18%, and which is clearly affecting your business. But when you talk about your business, अगर आप थोड़ी clarity दे पाएं what that business is and whether your costs of that business have gone up and that is affecting your margins, is that something that you're competing with?
Let me tell you. The point is, right now it is 18% slab, and the margin is around 30 to 40%. If we simply अगर इसको calculate करें तो सीधा 18% गवर्नमेंट ले जाता है. हमारे को ले देके 12 to 15% मिलता है, और उसके अंदर भी अगर हम बहस करें, लड़ाई करें, लोगों के साथ कम्पीट करें, तो 12 का भी 10% रह जाता है. जिसकी वजह से आज से कुछ साल पहले तक हम इन्वेस्ट भी ज़्यादा कर रहे थे, हेल्थ केयर पे ज़्यादा इन्वेस्ट कर रहे थे, स्पेंडिंग. अब क्या है, लाइफस्टाइल तो जैसे बढ़ रहा है, समय के साथ बढ़ रहा है, बट द पॉइंट इज कि हम उसको रिड्यूस नहीं कर सकते. अब क्या करते हैं, इन्वेस्टमेंट से थोड़ा कट ऑफ करना शुरू करते हैं कि यार यहाँ नहीं, यहाँ लोगों के साथ स्पेंड करते हैं. मतलब अच्छा टाइम भी तो जरूरी, अब ये भी तो इन्वेस्टमेंट है. मैं फ्रेंड्स के साथ आया हूँ, ये भी तो एक गुड टाइम इन्वेस्टमेंट है. तो इसीलिए यही सिंपल सी सोच है.
So I think that's giving us more color that yes, there are various expenses going up. Lifestyle expenses is definitely one of them as well. Let's take this conversation. You, I think, are the first female that we're speaking to today, give us an understanding of where you are in your life in terms of where are you placed? Are you salaried? Do you own a business? And what are your expectations from the budget in terms of that will help you give more confidence moving ahead in 2024?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Anang Manjri and I'm currently a salaried employee. Basically, I want to tell कि we should get in this budget now. We should get some tax-saving investments. Like in last budget, we got that Mahila saving scheme something that was introduced. But when I visited the bank, they don't have any information, and I was trying to invest, but I still can't invest because I didn't get any information about it. So basically, the schemes that are being launched, that their implementation should also be taken care of. Like if people are investing, is the process easy, or something digitalization or centralization should be there to invest in some tax saving schemes and something like that. And one more thing I would like to say, like education policy is good, but there should also be like times are advancing. Because AI is coming and all of that. So for that professional people also to upskill themselves, government should introduce some these courses or some, like, because if we go to private institutes na, so cost is very high. Not everybody could afford them. So if government would introduce on the minimum cost and something, these upskilling yourself for professional people. So that would be beneficial for masses, I guess.
I think two very valid points here. One is that you want an increased investments opportunities in terms of tax savings. That's definitely something that's on the mind, and also conversations about ensuring how there is enough room for upskilling. That is, of course, a key vector. But given that you're joining us just a few days ahead of the budget, let me also ask you that as a woman, salaried young employee, as a salaried person, what would be your expectations in terms of more push coming in for women empowerment? We've seen a lot of debate around freebies, but at the same time, we've also seen a lot of schemes from the government which help women break that glass ceiling, so to speak. So just a quick take on your assessment of this entire debate.
Okay, so basically I personally don't, I believe in equality. There is like, if you are capable, you will get that. So freebies are for basically gender wise, and freebies, I don't initiate or endorse that thing.
Interesting. Let's take that same question across to you. We've seen a lot of initiative. I think women is an aspect. We saw the Republic Day parade this morning as well. And for the very first time, we had a Triforce marching contingent that included all women. Clearly, the thrust of the government is on women. Give us your profile. What is your expectation as a woman? What are the things where the government can actually help you in terms of making your life easier, making it more fruitful?
Okay, so hi, I'm Anchal Manocha. I am a salaried employed as well. But given, okay, let me show it as a view. On a whole, we see there's a lot of women empowerment, women empowerment, women empowerment. Also, if we have a take upon the startup initiatives, I as a woman want a backup as well.
Sure.
I don't know, after marriage, will I be able to commute to Gurgaon daily or not? I want a backup. At any cost, I want a backup. Now I know there are startup initiatives, but I don't know the access the right way. There is a lot of fuss around, a lot of cloud. How do you reach there? And today, if I go and ask someone, people would just tell me, go check on the sites or go to Niti Aayog, talk to person. I don't have that kind of a time. Keep the time aside. That is a long queue over there.
Okay.
And you'll just be like, I'm tired of my office. I have a lot of things at home, at personal life. Is there a way I can actually approach a single person or a site or anyone? I need a clarity on that. So as a woman, I need approaches, a clear approach. I don't have time. You know that. You are salaried as well.
Yeah.
You hardly get time on weekends, do you?
I won't say that on camera.
Of course you won't. Now I'm seeing this person. She used to be my gym mate. And we are meeting after a month. So it's not easy. It's not easy to even keep up with your personal lives.
I think she's turning the coin on its head where she's asking me questions, but I won't answer them. I'll keep asking more questions. But that's a very valid point that you raised, that there's a lot of focus on startups and innovation. But you're saying that there are...
Everything. there is a lot of focus on women empowerment as well, as you just said. We have seen on TV, we have seen on internet and everywhere. But that's the bigger picture. How does a woman reach there? That's my question to everyone, and a request for the budget to be a little more crisp and clear, a little more approachable, not just on the face of it, a little clear, just so that I can see the way.
I think some very potent points being made there and expectations that I'm sure as a woman leader, the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will have keen ears for this conversation that is coming here from this morning. Let me come across to you. We've heard some very strong points, whether that's about savings, whether that's about tax saving investments, startup innovation ecosystem. What is your take in terms of how things are placed for you? We're coming at the beginning of 2024. How can the government make your life easier in this year?
So first of all, myself, Mayank. Okay, I'm a working professional. I work for a very renowned company called S&P Global, and so I'd like to talk about specifically about tech slabs. Okay, so like whatever the amount that I'm earning, right? After a certain point of time, whenever we fall into this financial year, we got a major cut from our salary. So it's like it will be a request to the government that they should focus specifically on the amount of cut that they are taking from this, whatever the amount that we are earning, right? So to be good, like if you will be able to reduce that alongside we are already giving tax on our salary. Okay? Apart from that, there are like multiple commodities that we are buying, and then we are also like spending money on those. We are spending money, and government is taking multiple taxes from there also. So it would be great like if you could reduce overall taxes, and like we should have like some amount of money that could be like further spread into further different aspects.
I think before I move on to my final panelists, I'll just I'll do a quick public poll. It's been about 5 years since we saw the new tax regime. The new tax regime says no exemptions. आप एक flat rate will be assigned to you, which will be lower than the old tax regime, and that it will help you. It will ease the process. The old tax regime is the more complex one, but it allows for exemptions. You can claim exemptions on your investments, on your insurance buying. A quick raise of hands. Old tax regime, new tax regime. What have you opted for? What is working for you? Old tax regime? That's the old tax regime. You're still going for that. Any ideas on the new tax regime? Any takers for that so far? On the tax regime, old versus new, which is the one that suits you more? New. So we have at least two people, but mostly we have a lot of young majority. I think that's a good, interesting poll, a spot poll that we did that gives us a sense that the younger folk, in trying to save their salaries and trying to save their tax dues, are opting for the older regime. But let me begin by that conversation. You mentioned old versus new. The new conversation, the new tax regime is working for you. Why is that?
I think budget is what? Budget is showing the like पूरी अपने देश का खर्चा बताती है बजट. करेक्ट. डिफेंस में कितना गया, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में कितना गया. आप देखिए ना कितनी डेवलपमेंट है. आज हम टॉप 10 इकोनॉमी में जा रहे हैं वर्ल्ड के. आज $5 ट्रिलियन पे जा रहे हैं. तो हम टॉप 5 में आने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. तो मेरे हिसाब से तो बहुत अगर टैक्सेशन बढ़ेगा तो इंडिया डेवलप कर रहा है. इट इज ड्रास्टिकली डेवलपिंग. तो इन्वेस्टमेंट भी आ रहे हैं, बहुत सारे इन्वेस्टमेंट आ रहे हैं. क्यों नहीं आ रहे हैं? आईटी सेक्टर देखिए आप, डिफेंस सेक्टर देखिए, कितना चीज़ों में डेवलपमेंट है. अगर टैक्स नहीं होगा तो खर्चे कैसे होंगे? फार्मर्स को मिल रहे हैं खर्चे, पुअर पीपल को फ्री खाना मिल रहा है, राशन मिल रहा है. क्यों मिल रहा है? अगर बजट क्या बोलता है कि आप खर्चा बताइए. रेलवेज आप देखिए, फ्लाइट्स देखिए ना, फ्लाइट्स के फेयर्स इतने बढ़ गए, लेकिन क्या कंजेशन खत्म हुआ? फ्लाइट्स अभी भी ओवर बुकड हैं. करेक्ट. क्यों? एक्सपेंड आप टैक्स, जब आपके खर्चे बढ़ेंगे तो इनकम ऑटोमेटिकली बढ़ेगी. मोदी जी का ये कहना है.
बट आपका जस्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड योर पर्सपेक्टिव, अगर आप थोड़ा कलर दे पाए अबाउट योर प्रोफाइल, योर एज, हाउ आर यू सैलरीड?
आई एम अ बिजनेसमैन. आई एम सीइंग एवरीथिंग इज गेटिंग एक्सपेंसिव, बट वी आर आल्सो ग्रोइंग.
Which was my next question to you, that as a business person, what is your expectations beginning 2024? I ask you this, we're coming out of a time of flux where we've seen uncertainty at a global level, which caused increased costs. Is that something that you experienced as well?
Increased cost क्या है? आप सेंसेक्स देखिए, it has gone from 30,000 to 72,000 in just 3 years. India is growing. एंड आई थिंक सो बजट बहुत अच्छा आएगा इस बार. और एक्सपेंसेस बताता है बजट क्या बताता है और कुछ नहीं बताता कि कहाँ खर्च हुआ है, रेलवेज में कितना खर्च हुआ है, डिफेंस में कितना खर्च हुआ है, और कुछ नहीं बताता. बजट इज़ वेरी सिंपल. और क्या है बजट बताइए.
तो मेरा एक फाइनल सवाल कि जो बजट एक्सरसाइज है आपने बताया इज अ डिफरेंट क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ अकाउंट्स, कहाँ पे कितना खर्च हुआ है. कमिंग फ्रॉम वेयर यू आर, अगर आप एक रिक्वेस्ट या एक सजेशन दे पाते फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर को तो वो क्या होता? आप क्या रिक्वेस्ट करते निर्मला
टैक्स
सीतारमण?
बढ़ा दीजिए, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. कोई आई एम नॉट, वी आर हैप्पी टू पे इनकम टैक्स, वी आर हैप्पी टू पे जीएसटी. जब साहब ने बोला 9 से 18 कर दिया, 24 करिए. इनकम बढ़ेगा, उनका भी इनकम बढ़ेगा. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि वो देश डेवलप करेगा. हाँ होने दीजिए, क्या हो गया. आप देखिएगा इनकम बढ़ेगा आपका. आप देखिए आपकी टर्नओवर 9% से जब 18% आया तो आपकी टर्नओवर बढ़ी नहीं बढ़ी. ग्रे मार्केट खत्म हो गया है, वो रेजीम खत्म हो गया है. आज से जो जीएसटी जब से लागू हुआ है वो रेजीम हमने खत्म होता हुआ देख लिया. वो 1 ईयर 2 ईयर था.
ग्रे मार्केट खत्म नहीं हुआ, थोड़ा कम जरूर हुआ. ये जीएसटी आने के बाद, ये नोटबंदी के बाद कम ये है. अच्छा है कि कम हुआ है. आज मान लीजिए कि 10 रुपए 20 रुपए देने हो, हम जो डिजिटल पेमेंट करते हैं वो एक पैरेलल कैश इकोनॉमी चल रही थी, वो बैंकिंग चैनल पैसा आ गया. एक इंडिया की एक पैरेलल इकोनॉमी ब्लैक की चल रही थी. अब जो ये डिजिटल 10-20 रुपए भी ये पैरेलल इकोनॉमी कैश में चलती है, वो जो बैंकिंग चैनल में आ गया उससे बैंकिंग भी मजबूत होती है, जिससे बैंक आपको लोन दे सकती है.
I think my panelists are making my job easier by asking questions of each other. I think you had a suggestion or you had a
Yeah, I
comment.
have a very simple question for him. He's saying that please increase the tax slabs, please increase the tax. We are happy to do that. Great, good for you. But I just want a simple answer. If I am paying the government to stay in this country, what I am getting back from the government? That's a very simple question. Am I using your medical services? No. Am I using your security, your police services and everything which is that I can trust? Actually no. Am I using your electricity? Yes, I am doing that, but you guys have got it privatized. And that's why I'm using it well.
Paying tax
Yeah,
also.
and I'm paying the bills for that separately. Right? That is not coming under my tax. So why I'm paying government? For what I'm paying government?
Exactly.
I think tax professionals have this old joke that the only certainty in life is, other than death, is taxes. So I think that's a very interesting conversation. We've gotten a whole spectrum of views on how things are placed. We have the more confident section where you feel confident enough that yes, there is room for further growth or itna growth that you can also allow for more taxation. The younger population, however, has a slightly different take. They have a feeling that we need more tax-saving instruments. The startup ecosystem, the innovation ecosystem needs more support. That as far as taxation is concerned, that is where perhaps the government should take a lenient view. But this, of course, is a quick summary of where things stand. This is only the beginning. The budget exercise is only a few days away now. We're putting this idea across, of course, hoping that the finance minister is paying some attention to the voice coming in from the people here. Increased costs is something that was flagged by some as a concern. The burden of the EMIs, that of course is a big aspect that has been flagged by many as an aspect that is hurting further investments and further savings. So a whole gamut of issues being discussed here. I'd like to thank all of our guests. They came here to watch a movie, but they were kind enough to share their time with us and importantly share their perspective as well. We assure them that we'll carry this message on our various platforms, and we hope that we put it across to the finance minister as well so that she's paying a keen ear. I'd like to thank all of our guests once again, and with that we're signing out of PVR Promenade from Vasant Kunj in the national capital.